Ask them directly. Don't go behind their backs. If you suspect, okay, another difficult issue. I'm talking about difficult topics now. Substance abuse. You suspect, not you, a parent, your friend. Your friend's parent suspects that their son, who is 15 or 16, might be experimenting with marijuana, with drugs. So the best way to sort out your suspicions, or that person's suspicion, is to confront the child and say, okay, are you having some issues, are you having some difficulties, something worrying you, and now you're looking for some means of minimizing the pain, and you have turned to the use of drugs. So you need to be careful also how you approach the subject matter, so that, because you want to show the child that you are concerned, and that's why you're raising the issue. Not that they're going to be in big, massive trouble if they answer yes. So you also need to prepare yourself for the event that the response is going to be yes. So it takes a lot of planning. Firstly, how are you going to approach the subject matter, and prepare yourself for the possible response, both negative and positive, and then say, okay, yes, you're having a problem. Is there something I can help you with? What can we do to help you with this issue? Because now your son is engaging in destructive behavior, doing something that is going to destroy them, and you need to help your child. So now you need to be a doctor, an educator, not a judge and prosecutor. To prosecute your child now and to find your child guilty of a crime and to implement a punishment now is not going to help. Right? Is that the best approach now? Not the best approach. You need to first try education and diagnosis and treatment to help your child. There is a place for discipline and punishment. It depends on what crime was committed, what violation of the home rules were committed. And most of the time what we do is we don't explain the rules to our kids. We just make up the punishments as we go. And we make up the rules as we go. And this is not good for our kids as well. We need to explain to our kids what the rules are, that if these are the rules in the house, if you violate this rule, this is the consequence. Or if you violate this particular rule, you'll get one warning, you'll get 2 warnings. If you do it on the 3rd occasion, then you will suffer a consequence. What we do, so you need to have a good discipline system and based on rules, and you need to be consistent with those rules. Because if you are not consistent with the rule, or if you and your wife also don't consistently apply the rule, then your kids know they can play mom against dad. They'll know that mom is more lenient or dad is more lenient, so they'll go and make a case to mom and say, Mom, dad's implementing the rule, he's being too harsh. Can you please go and speak to him? So mom will go and speak to dad and say, take it easy on the kids. Right? And the kid knows, okay, they can get away with it. So they found the loophole. So you need to be careful of those loopholes. But what you need to do with having a punishment system, have your rules, but also, as the Prophet ﷺ taught us, before you implement any punishment, give the child a chance to explain and defend themselves. But what we do is we don't have natural justice at home. We don't give them a chance to explain. We see them do something, we find them guilty straight away, and we go straight to the punishment. Give them a chance to explain themselves and say maybe there are extenuating circumstances, so we need to have court at home, an informal court at home. Maybe there are some extenuating circumstances why the child did something. So you need to understand what that was, and then you decide, okay, does it make sense? Is there a reason behind it? And then you can say, okay, in this case, the reason is valid, so we will not proceed with formal punishment. Another thing that you need to include in your discipline system is an opportunity for them to make up for the crime they committed. So for example, if you take away privileges, for younger kids you can do this, for older kids it doesn't really work, taking away privileges. Sometimes it just makes them more angry. But what you can do is, for younger kids you can say, okay, I'll take away your TV watching time for a day or so forth. So for example, if you say, we're going to take away your TV watching privileges for the next 3 days, meaning you can't watch any TV for the next 3 days, But if you do something remarkable, or if you do this, or if you keep your room neat and tidy for today, then you can regain your privilege. So you give them a way out by encouraging them to do something good. And this is from the Sunnah, and this is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, وَأَتْبِعِ سَيِّئَةَ الْحَسَنَةَ تَمْحُهَا, and follow up a bad deed with a good deed. It wipes out the bad deed, so we need to have that kind of system at home as well, inshallah. So we're still dealing with the questions. We're getting closer to the end now, right? How much time do I have left? The adhan is at 7:22, right? Yeah. So we have a few minutes left, inshallah. We're still doing the survey. What's the survey we're doing? Do you know your teenager? Can you name your child's favorite hobby or pastime? What do they like doing the most? What is their favorite hobby? Is your son or daughter ready to stay at home alone? Have you reached the point where you trust your son or daughter if they stay alone at home because shaitan is going to be with them? Because now you know, you need to ask yourself, is my son or daughter ready to be alone with shaitan? Or is shaitan just going to take them by the nose and do whatever he wants with the son or daughter? And that's a difficult question that parents have to get to. Can I trust my son or daughter now? I have given them the training they need. I've educated them. I've given them all the vaccinations they need to resist the temptation of shaitan. I've inoculated them to the extent where shaitan is not going to influence them with the major sins. With the minor things, yes, he might. Don't expect your kids to be angels. Okay? Some parents think that they are raising angels. That their kids cannot do any mistakes, commit any sins, as if we as parents never sin. We want our kids also to never sin. This is unrealistic. We commit sins. Our kids are going to commit sins as well. So we need to be realistic with them as well. Do you know the names of your child's friends? Who do they hang out with at school, and do you know their names, and do you know their parents? Do you know whether they come from good families or not? What is your child's favorite book? Or what is your child's favorite program on TV? What is the best time of the day for your child? What time of the day are they the most pleasant and happiest? Does your son or daughter pray without you having to ask them to pray? Remember, we're talking now about 14, 15. By the age of 10, Salah should have already been established, right? So at this point in time now, do you still have to ask your child to pray, or do they pray without you having to ask them to pray? So inshallah, I'll finish just with a few tips, because we spend a lot of time on some of the other issues. Just some tips for parenting. Take your parenting responsibility seriously, inshallah. Practice what you preach. Don't expect your child to do something that you yourselves not doing. It doesn't mean that we can't teach our kids what is right and wrong, as long as we are also trying to comply to the best of our ability to that particular regulation. So, for example, if you're expecting your sons and daughters not to smoke, then make sure you don't smoke it either. Okay? Lead by example at home. If you're asking your kids to pray, then you need to be praying as well. Spend time with them. This is what kids need the most. They need our companionship. So we need to make time for them, inshallah. Keep them busy with beneficial things, sport, good hobbies, volunteering. Let them volunteer in community organizations, Muslim organizations. Encourage them to volunteer. And the best way you raise your kids to have the spirit of volunteering is you volunteer as well. Show them that this is a good way to spend their time. Show them that Islam is relevant today. The media portrays this image that Islam is a backward religion. It's 1400 years old. It has not changed with the times, and therefore it is outdated. So our kids are influenced by that same perception of Islam. We need to show them that Islam is relevant today just as it was relevant 1400 years ago, and that Islam will be relevant in 2000 years from now and 3000 years from now. we need to show them the relevance of Islam in our lives today, that we are proud to be Muslim, proud without arrogance, not looking down on others, that we are Muslim and that we are citizens of this country, that we are Muslim Australians, Australian Muslims, doesn't matter which phrase you like to use. Islam is our faith. Being an Australian citizen is our citizenship, and the two don't contradict. We can coexist, and that it is possible to do that. Take an interest in what they do, screen their friends, help them choose the best friends, because people are influenced by their peers. Monitor what they watch on TV, regulate the TV, the internet usage,